Well, this is it. Tonight is our last night, the last page of the scrapbook we call high school. Our scrapbooks are filled with memories beginning with the first day we walked into the halls at Pine Ridge, leading up to this very night. Pictures crammed in, ticket stubs nestled between them, pages adorned with dried corsages and newspaper clippings, all yellowed with every fond recollection. The smiling pictures are the friends that we've made while in high school. The smiling pictures are the family members that stood beside us through the hard times. But our scrapbooks hold more than just pictures. Do you remember the football game where you finally got the fight song right? That's your ticket stub. Or maybe it was the drama production that you rehearsed months for and finally memorized your lines. Or even cheering at the baseball games where our guys went so far. Or maybe you remember the hard practices in the rain when we knew we only had one more game. Look back on your ticket stubs, drama or music programs, newspaper clippings, and see how well we played, how much applause we received, and just maybe how close we were to winning. We can all look back and remember how good it was together. Many of us will remember the laughter we had at Grad Bash. Don't forget those that stood beside you, trying to encourage you to get onto that ever so terrifying roller coaster. That is just another image added into your overfilling scrapbook. Never forget the crowded gym during our senior pep rally. The painted faces, the senior shirts, and banners are all everlasting pictures. The smiles there were and the fun times we had are nestled onto the pages. One glance at remnants of faded corsage brings memories of homecoming prom. The before dance excitement seems almost to take away from the night itself. It seems foolish to get so excited and spend so much on one night, but looking back, do you have any regrets? Whether the night was good or bad, it's still a memory that will live forever. And then there are the yellowed newspaper clippings, highlighting the more serious events of Pine Ridge High School. Indeed, it would be wonderful if every year could go by without any pain, but Pine Ridge has had its share. Whether it was through the loss of family and friends or the impact of hurricanes, everyone has been touched. Everyone has endured the challenges of the past 4 years. Hopefully, these bad times will still have a place in our scrapbooks, if only to remind us that life isn't always fair, but we got through it together. Now we begin to move on. Our futures seem to be so close at hand. In only a short time, we will begin a new scrapbook. And yet, looking out at all of you, I can't believe it. It feels like the future is still so far away, so far from our last night here as Pine Ridge seniors, our last night as Panthers, our last night together. Because it's time, we're ready, and our lives at Pine Ridge are ending, no doubt about it. But we can always use our memories to help us in our future when we are without the comfort and security of the walls of Pine Ridge, of this community, of our family and friends. We can always look back on our scrapbook and remember the faces and listen to the voices of the teachers and friends. Not only will our memories of our years at Pine Ridge be in our minds forever, but our lives will echo throughout the halls and hearts of Pine Ridge High School for years to come. So I say to you, class of 2005, congratulations, and may your next scrapbook be just as wonderful as your years at Pine Ridge.
And now it is my honor to introduce your class of 2005 salutatorian and with her commencement address, Jessica Hare.
Congratulations to the graduates, their parents, and their families. Together, you have achieved something extraordinary, because we sit today not with the best behind us, nor a faraway goal stretched out in front of us, but with our futures in our hands, to do with what we please and to take where we choose. Make the most out of this moment, because they are rare. You have before you the chance to decide where the future will take you. Too often, the next part of our lives is decided by the actions of others. And in those times, we have no choice except to do what we can and make the best of it all. So let this be the time where your own actions lead you. Today, every door has been opened for you. Make your choice, but do not regret it, because an opportunity taken, even if the outcome is not what you expected, will shape you more than an opportunity missed. It is easier to look back on what was than it is to wonder what could have been. So take a stand and go after whatever you want, because in a single instant, everything could be different. In closing, you, the class of 2005, will leave here today and enter a world where anything and everything stands as a possibility. Always keep with you the memory of the people and events that have taken you this far, because they have provided the foundation that will both guide and shape you. Let no one stop you and let no one tell you what your future holds, because it is the choices you make that will lead you towards your own fulfillment. Do not hold back, because dreams are what great accomplishments are born of.
And now with our final commencement address, your class valedictorian, Karen Peliquin.
During a recent conversation, a friend asked me to recall my favorite high school experience. For some of you out there, this question may be just as difficult to answer as some of the essay questions in Mr. Busich's class. However, for me it is rather simple. I love to travel, and in April of my junior year, I was blessed with the opportunity to spend a week roaming the streets of Italy, Germany, and Switzerland. I'll admit that there are times when I am not the most ideal traveling companion. I have always been a bit impatient and tend to bombard those around me with the infamous question, "Are we there yet?" While traveling overseas, dealing with time changes, 8-hour layovers, and lost luggage, it occurred to me that the one idea I neglected by constantly asking this question is the notion that it is not the destination that is important, but the journey itself. Tonight, we celebrate the end of just one of life's many journeys. Along the way, there has been rocky terrain, marked by disheartening low points and glorious peaks. In the days and years ahead, we will encounter many more obstacles. Do not yield to these roadblocks. Do not be fooled by detours. Each experience occurs to test the limits of your soul, and without these small tests, whatever they may be, life would be like a smoothly paved flat road to absolutely nowhere. It would be safe and comfortable, but dull and utterly pointless. Class of 2005, I congratulate all of you for avoiding this insipid path, and thank you, on behalf of future generations, for charting far more interesting courses. I also want to remind you that although this particular journey is over for us, we still have miles to go. After graduation, some of us will hit the highway of life and never look back. Others will travel the winding country roads into the future. Others still will find their heart's content forever roaming the streets of Daytona. But whichever path you embark on, whatever road you choose to travel, my advice remains the same. Remember that, although our final destinations are rarely visible, we can always ask for directions. However, knowing that very few of us will actually stop to ask, whether it be out of fear, pride, or the male ego, remember that you are not the only one. Everyone will get lost eventually. We all will turn left when we should have turned right. We all will travel down the wrong road at some point in our lives. This supposed wrong turn may weather our feet, but the experiences and lessons it provides will also strengthen our steps. Keep in mind that even if you are on the right path, you will get run over if you just sit there. Never forget that the future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. The paths are not to be found, but made, and the activity of creating them changes both the maker and the destination. And finally, class of 2005, remember to follow your inclinations with due regard to the cop around the corner. Do not forget to buckle up, and every once in a while, take the scenic route. Good luck, and enjoy the ride.
Family and friends of our graduates, this evening is a very special time for our seniors. In order for this ceremony to maintain the dignity and respect that this occasion deserves, I am asking that you refrain from using noisemakers, whistles, or air horns, and to allow each graduate and their family the opportunity to hear their student's name called for recognition and honor as a graduate of the Pine Ridge High School. Dr. Moe.
Buenas tardes, familias y amigos de nuestros graduados. Este evento es muy especial para nuestros estudiantes. Para mantener la dignidad y el respeto que esta ocasión se merece, les pedimos que abstengan de usar pitos y otros aparatos que hacen ruidos para así permitir que cada estudiante y su familia puedan oír cuando llamen el nombre del estudiante y se le conceda el reconocimiento y honor de ser un graduado de la Escuela Pine Ridge. Gracias por su cooperación y que tengan muy buenas noches.
At this time, honoring the graduates, Mrs. Vicki Bumpus and Miss Candace Langford. Rachel Daleen Abrams. Rebecca Ann Abrams. Daniel Acevedo. Lindsay Ruth Augusto. Danielle Nicole R. Cum laude. Miguel Angel Alamo, Jr. Sarah Elizabeth Alcantara, magna cum laude. Joseph Dwight Alexander. Tiffany Amber Alexander. Marielle Alfaro. Jason Jose Alfonso. Brandon Scott Allen. Catherine Danielle Allen. Jordan Chelsea Allison. Robert Wyatt Altman cum laude. Sarah Patricia Alvarez cum laude. Courtney Jean Anderson. Jennifer Marie Anderson cum laude. Jessica Nicole Anderson. Wesley James Arp. Victoria Atchley. Melissa Marie Baber. Gregory Daniel Barnes, Jr. Krista Marie Barnes. Jason William Barone. Camille Antoinette Barrington. Curtis Wayne Ballou. Matthew Joseph Berard. Timothy Scott Blale. Joseph Todd Blair cum laude. Noelle Nicole Blair. Dexter Anthony Blansett. Dominique Amber Blansett. Shannon Marie Blind. Adam Alexander Boutel. Nadia Ellen Boyce, magna cum laude. At this time, honoring the graduates, Dr. Margaret Smith. Jamie Lee Brazeau, cum laude. Where's his card? Pedro Bravo. Jamie Lee Brazeau, cum laude. Zena Justin Brooks, summa cum laude. Chelsea Jane Bro, Ashley Irene Brown, Matthew Michael Brown, Rachel Nicole Brown, Thomas Anson Brownell, Michael Addison Bryan II, Sarah Jean Bryan, Shannon Lee Bryan, magna cum laude, Jason Michael Buckler, Amanda Brooke Buckley, cum laude, Craig William Bowie, Brittany Rose Alma Bumpus, summa cum laude, Matthew Burton Butler, Miguel Angel Calderon, Addison Wesley Caldwell, Nicholas James Calzone, Ebony Nicole Campbell, Christopher Earl Canfield, James Jacinto Capellas, cum laude, William Paul Carpenter, Shauna Marie Carroll, Ashley Nicole Caskey, Stephanie Castronova, summa cum laude, Jacqueline Michelle Serrato, David Michael Chall, Vanessa Champion, Kyle Andrew Chatterson, Ryan Wesley Childers, cum laude, Garrick Lee Chocanis, cum laude, Drew Houston Clark, magna cum laude, Kadena Rose Clark, Michael James Clark Jr., James Leo Clogston Jr., David Michael Cloyd, Todd Allen Cohen, Danae Tawana Cole, cum laude, Jenna Kimberly Collins, Stephanie Colon, Danelia Concepcion, summa cum laude, Amanda Lee Cooksey, Bridget Amber Nicole Cooper, Scott Andrew Cornelius, Sophia Cortez, Sean Cody Cox, at this time, honoring the graduates, Miss Judy Anderson. Joseph Daniel D'Alessandro, summa cum laude. Crystal Nicole Darrow. Amber Michelle Davis. Vanessa Davis, cum laude. Elaine Nicole Dawson. Christine Marie DeFazio. Darren Paul Degon. Harry DeKanchuk, Micaiah Shamir Desasher, Brandon Diaz, Francisco Diaz IV, Juan Alfredo Diaz Jr., Renee Christine DeCaro, Stephanie Ann DiFilippo cum laude, Megan Catherine Dykhouse cum laude, Catherine Mary Dinan summa cum laude, Brian Timothy Dominique, Jonathan Michael Dunlin, Michael Ryan Doobie, Laura Christine Dunnigan, magna cum laude, Larry Ebling, Ashley Renee Ebinger, Gina Renee Edmonds, summa cum laude, Jessica Lee Enright, summa cum laude, Carl Robert Epley, Jr., Melissa Escobar, cum laude, Michael Thomas Esoff, magna cum laude, Dalmaris Espinosa, Garrett Cole Fancher, cum laude, Lindsay Rachel Farrell, David Andrew Farrick, summa cum laude, Devin Patrick Flannery, Stephen Andreas Flowers, Adam Nicole Faki, Alyssa Renee Foster, Kyron Foster, Travis Jerome Foster, Lacey Fry, Stacy Fry, Merelda Fudge, Denise Marie Fuller. At this time, honoring the graduates, Dr. Chris Caldwell. Naaman Gabriel, Charlene Galarza, magna cum laude, Francisco Javier Galarza, Jr., Rachel Rosemarie Gray, Eddie Garcia, Frank Fitzgerald Gartman, Jr., Bradley Howard Gaskin, Dari Colleen Hanaro, Samantha Deanne Gilmer, Natasha Glissick, Heather Marie Goldman, Carmen Gonzalez, Daniel Ray Gonzalez, Eric Andrew Goodale, Dana Elizabeth Goodling, Kayla Gorgeous, Nathan John Gorzelanzik, Brittany J. Gracie, Sean Sylvester Grant II, Elise Marguerite Green,